At this year's Shenzhen Drone Expo, the largest of its kind, I saw hundreds of drones and UAVs, lots of competing models, and lots of cool, fun flying machines, and a massive amount of components. But the real question for me was which drone users are actually solving practical problems, building a new economic foundation. Drones working in farming, survey and inspection, public safety, emergency response, and logistics and delivery. This is where China's drone economy is booming and maturing. The food on our table is where drones are making the most impact. The most mature market is not the most dramatic, but the drone economics in farming are visible and easy to understand. Higher crop yield per hectare of land, up to 20%, faster coverage for spraying and seeding, up to 40 acres in an hour compared to days and weeks earlier, up to 80% cut in chemical and fertilizer use, and around a 70% cut in water use. Overall, the use of drones are supporting sustainable farming practices, while farms are benefiting from a 30 to 40% reduction in production cost. By early 2026, China had roughly 300,000 drones in operation, with the market growing at over 20% per year, a scale that makes agriculture one of the most proven drone markets. While China has fully integrated drones as a baseline necessity for small-scale farming, Western markets like the US treat drones as a secondary high-tech tool for large-scale scouting and data mapping. So the market value is still very high in the US, even though the fleet number is lower. In China, decades of land allocation left farms highly fragmented and small. Drones act as a primary method of mechanization in these small plots. Adoption is driven by critical labor shortages, repeatable routes, and the necessity to navigate China's vast, terraced, and mountainous farming regions. Because Chinese plots are small, individual farmers rarely purchase drones directly. Instead, a booming drone as a service ecosystem has emerged where young operators or local dealers travel from plot to plot, village to village, spraying or seeding fields and earning around 500 to 600 USD for every 100 acres of work. This distinction here is important. Some uses are proven. Besides agriculture, drone use in mapping, surveys, and inspections are reaching maturity. Others are deploying and scaling fast. Public safety, emergency response, and logistics and delivery. While some are trialing and still proving themselves, like passenger eVTOLs, heavy lift cargo, and firefighting support. The result is that this drone application roadmap energizes and sustains the entire industrial spectrum of a modern economy. Zooming just into Shenzhen, the districts here are also pushing this entire industry with a broad range of support. So the ecosystem is not only in manufacturing, it's policy, infrastructure, supply chain, and customers all developing together. Now, looking at fast scaling uses, one of the most practical systems I saw was this robotic police van. Autonomous ground vehicles with built-in drone docking stations, paired with a cloud command center, real-time video transmission, and AI recognition software. It's response capability in one package. Its main tasks include holiday congestion monitoring, highway accident response, road construction safety, illegal parking crackdowns, and night patrol. The drone provides a wider aerial view and into blind spots, live video, location data flow back to the command screen where dispatchers coordinate the drone, van, and traffic police from one map. The efficiency case is speed and coverage. Drones reach up to 50% faster than ground patrol cars. Small incidents are cleared 50% faster. Secondary collisions drop up to 65%. The other benefit is safety. The drone can capture the full scene from above without officers standing in fast-moving traffic. In terms of workload, a single drone can replace the work of 3 to 5 ground patrol officers, lowering manpower pressure and easing staff shortages during rush hours, long holidays, and major events. So in simple terms, this is less buy a drone and more buy a flying response team in a van. This is where the commercial model becomes interesting. a complete public safety workflow, not just an aircraft. Among evolving applications, firefighting drone systems are getting a lot more attention. This is an urban firefighting system which is under development and built in different size configurations, with the smaller ones designed to operate in narrow alleyways and urban villages in China. The proven part is not necessarily replacing fire crews. It's about giving emergency teams visibility and a quick response for fire suppression on high-rise buildings. The ground vehicle has a 7-ton water tank, while the drones operate at a height of 180 meters with a standoff distance of about 30 to 45 meters, quite suitable for tall structures. Large-scale suppression is still harder because payload, wind, heat, and safety all matter, but this drone system can sustain firefighting missions for a minimum of 2 hours straight. So the practical drone economy is not a giant monolithic market. Some users are proven and mature, some are scaling with measurable benefits, while others are evolving and not commercially proven yet. A big catalyst of this diverse growth and innovation roadmap is Shenzhen's drone supply chain, which has about 2,000 firms within a 1 to 2 hour radius. This kind of geographic density means faster parts and prototypes, faster testing, faster everything. This phenomenon is often referred to as a golden cluster. Next, in an upcoming video, I will explore the drive towards complete drone solutions and review the more innovative as well as peculiar designs I saw, including Russian UAVs that really surprised me.